All right. Well, good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning for our daily Devo today. It's September the 20th today, and we began a new book yesterday for our devotions. The book I've had for a while. It's a book written by somebody in the 1600s on spiritual warfare, William Gurnall. Some of the things have been upgraded and put together by the editor, James Bell, but very appropriate. I think The Christian in Complete Armor, Daily Readings in Spiritual Warfare. It's a known fact that oftentimes here in the West, we either ignore spiritual warfare or we go crazy with it. This is, according to some of the people who recommend this book, this is a much more balanced approach. Yesterday, we talked about the thoughts that we have. What do we dwell on? And that's certainly our mind and our thoughts. That's why we're told to take every thought captive to Christ. That's a real battlefield for spiritual warfare. Today's entitled, Christians Should Be Ready to Suffer. Strive to enter, fight and wrestle, risk life and limb, rather than fall short of heaven. It's a quote from him, from our author. Genuine readiness to suffer thins out the number of true Christians from the ranks of professing believers. It eliminates those whose walk goes no further than a cheap profession. A person who looks into the crowded sanctuaries of Christendom today and finds multitudes who flock after the word might wonder why ministers say that this company of Christians is such a small one, that he might think that they who say such things cannot see the forest for the trees. This very situation made one of the disciples question Christ. Lord, are there few that can be saved? Luke 13:23. At that time, Christ went through the cities and villages, teaching and journeying toward Jerusalem. That's in Luke 13:22. When his followers saw Christ preaching so freely in every town and people thronging after him with expressions of hope, it seemed almost incredible to think that only a few of them would have been saved. Now mark how our Savior solved this riddle. Quote, "And he said unto them, Strive to enter in at the strait gate, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in, and shall not be able." That's verse 24 of Luke 13. Christ said his disciples were measuring by a wrong rule. Quote, "If following after sermons and testimonies and excitement were enough to save, heaven would already be full," unquote. He was saying, strive to enter, fight and wrestle, risk life and limb rather than fall short of heaven. For many shall seek, but shall not be able. That is, they are looking for a cheap religion through an easy profession. Sounds like Dietrich Bonhoeffer's book on the cost of discipleship. Almost anyone is willing to walk through heaven's door if he never has to risk his pride in public or hazard his everyday interest by any inconvenience or opposition of the world. But they shall not be able to enter because their hearts are not willing to strive even unto blood. If we take the standard to be striving, not merely seeking, then the number of Christian soldiers will shrink like Gideon's army to a little troop. These are in-your-face words, but then the Bible is an in-our-face book. No punches are pulled. I especially like 1 John, where he says, if you claim this and yet you're living this, you're a liar. There's no middle ground. Either you're in or you're out. Either you're striving, you're willing to take up that cross daily, or you're just playing the Christian game. This is real stuff. That's why I've been drawn to this book. I've thought about it a couple times and gone on to other things. I think it's good in the times we live to have an author like this be very blunt, and we need to listen. Blessings to you today on this Tuesday.